Alright, we are here with some breaking news. Stocks didn't want to go down. We found what little support there was down low, um, but can't go high either. So we're kind of teeter-tottering here. Um, um, yeah, let me cover the stock market first, and then we'll cover the economic news. So here we go. You see here we're on a 1 minute. The comp is failing this. It's going to fail the 50. And then, most likely it's going to fail this 38. I don't see this market going anywhere. This is just a technical bounce off of the lows of yesterday. We did rally into the close, as you see this green bar here, green candle. But the force of this is just it has a magnitude of the whole entire market. It's not just like a move, a little move. This is the entire weight of the market resting on the stock market's shoulders. Um, so right now we have a green candle. We're starting to way down 57. So we're starting to get pretty freaking powerful here on the MACD on the comp. Um, so let's pull up shorter day charts. Good. So here on a 30-minute, it looks like we are curling up, and we are going to reverse, but um, I don't think that's the case. I think we're going to fail this right here and now. Let's look at what's going on here. We did the comp dropped the most, but I think it has the most to lose, and I don't think we're gonna find support at these levels. The market thinks it wants to, but I don't think that's the case. It's very weak, and I don't think we can hold. So let's look at these levels here. So we got 61% at this 2500 level. We're going to have to go ahead and test that. Um, Here for the Dow Jones, we're at 23,378, and that's a 200-day moving average. Um, for the S&P, it's probably close to the 200-day moving average. Now for the Nasdaq here, we gotta fail this right here, this 6,980, um, and um, and we're gonna have to test this level, 6,950, 6,900, and so on and so forth, until we hit this critical. At that point, it's gonna be a free fall. Um, I don't think these markets are gonna be able to support that. Um, so we're looking at a 6,651 drop. We're looking at significant drops for the comp, and maybe less drops for the rest of the markets. But let's go ahead and look. It looks like the /NQ, the futures, were gonna hold, but we kind of just failed. Um, so you take the stairs up and the elevator down. So we didn't even touch the selling. I think once we pass this level, this 38, it's gonna be all gung ho here. Look, we're getting support. It wants to fight. The CCI is curling up. MACD is curling up. It's really weird for the CCI to curl. Usually it's just straight movements. We don't really get curling with the CCI. I mean, we do. It's right here. It's curling, but usually it's more sharp movements. Now we're getting support. That's pretty critical here for the bulls. Um, we need to fail this for the bears. So that's what we're looking at. Now, while all that's going on, let's go ahead and check out the economic data. Okay. All right. So here we go. NBA apps. They were up. Um, they were up for I don't think they were up 4.8%. I think it's up to, it's like it increased to 4.8%. We got an increase for purchases for 3.1%, and refinances went up to 7.3%. Those are all increases across the board. I'm surprised to see such increases, um, and to see these high levels. That a lot of people are still uh, trying to, um, you know, trying to buy houses at this point because the bond yields are going up. So it's pretty remarkable. Okay, now we have the trade deficit widens by zero point 0.4 billion, and it was expected to only do 0.2 billion. Don't think the tariffs are going to help that. So we got an increase revised from 2.5 to 2.9, which is what I told you in the morning. Wholesale inventories up about versus, so the expected was 0.6, but we got 1.17. So that's a pretty big increase in wholesale inventories. That means people aren't selling their goods and they have to hold on to the goods. Um, just an update, the comp's looking like it's failing the 38%. Okay, so Q4 profits were up 1.7%. So that's pretty substantial. Um, I'm not really surprised. But then look here, the Q4 price index, we're at 2.3% unchanged. Um, so people are they're paying more, but they're paying with money they don't have. They're paying on borrowed time and money. So, that's no real sound growth. That's like the libertarians say, we are not uh it's just not justified. All this spending isn't justified. Um, so there we have it. Let's make me small again. Oh no, I made the background small. Hang in with me, guys. Hang in there. We gotta make this a little bit smaller, a little bit bigger. There we go. Excellent. Okay, great. All right, so the comp's trying to hold on. Um, we are so low on the indicators. We might actually turn around here. I don't think it should though. We should end up failing. Um, that's what should happen. Now, the markets may try and pop up above here, but I think this is just false hope. It wants to test this 38%, but I think the 38% is too strong. The market weight is just sitting on these numbers here, um, and we're gonna fail. Um, there we are. That's critical. That's critical failing. So now, once we failed this critical point here, we're pretty much looking for another move lower. Um, And, how could you justify the strength if you can't even, get some ground here? Although, look, we're staying here. We really want to break resistance. We got support right under the 38% fib. Oh no. We don't want to break it. This is really intense tense moments here, guys. The bears and bulls are fighting each other. This is a tough battle here. We're looking on 10 minutes for the Dow and S&P, and looks like we just failed it on the comp. So the biggest increase was a 0.6, 0.49. So yeah, we're expected to dip lower here. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. So we got Facebook. Looks like it's if it wants to have found bottom. It's definitely underbought. We're at 153 right now with Facebook. The rest of the stocks are trying to move up higher. It looks like we can get support here at the 38 after all. Um, but it's a shot in the dark. You know, just my overall bearishness believes that you know, and this is it. If we move higher here, then then this changes the dynamics for the day because we had support at the critical 38. We failed it in previous days at the 68. So I think that's where the resistance is at the 68. Because we just went right back down. As fast as we came up, we went right back down. But we didn't get lower lows unless we fail it right here, which it looks like it might. You know, this is pretty much a waiting game. Um, you know, stocks are all over the place. Stocks are all over the place. We got QID and TVIX up a little bit, but not up from their highs. Um, if the markets fail right here, which they should fail it based on just the general um, macro thesis of what's going on. I mean, we did get good numbers for GDP, so that's surprising. But we did just fail it, so we officially failed it. We're going lower. TVIX and the QID are going higher. I don't know how much higher. They're already very high, and we didn't even touch the highs of the day. So it's a very interesting move we got set up here. Um, what are we at? We're at 12 minutes. Okay, so let me give you what's going to happen today. Again, so for the comp, we're going to go ahead, fail to 23%, and I'd say a good test would be 6,900. So we might even hit 6,900 in this single pullback right here. That's happening right now. It's got to test the lows here. Got to test this 23%. And the rest of the markets, they got to test lower too. You know, they're going to make lows of the day. And they're gonna test the lows of yesterday. Um, that's what we're looking at. Um, this market is steady. It doesn't want to give up its ground, but I think it's going to have to because the general weight of the market is just so strong at this point that it's just it's there's more bears than bulls. So let's just check FinViz's sentiment here. All right, with me involved, it's 65-44, 65% bulls, 44% bears. We got some gainers, 34%er. So even there's still some movers. There's still some movers. We got the general markets. Google up a percent. Facebook up a percent. Tesla is down pretty big. Um, we got Apple's down a little bit. Apple's testing support. Nvidia is up from the lows, but it, you know, how low can they go? Is this limbo? You know, it looks here that the selling's weakening, so that's a good sign for the bulls. You know, it's a good sign for the bulls. Um, Bad sign for the bears. We're getting lower highs for the QID and TVIX. Um, this is interesting. This is really, really interesting. Even with that green candle on the Comper Phelan. So, I mean, guys, I would assume that this bear market will continue today. Um, if we do get a push higher, watch out for the 38% fib on the comp, the 61% fib, and one of these 78s. One of the lower ones, 7,043, is a long-term fib resistance from 2001. So we're in critical points here. You know what I'm saying? And we're only 300 points away from or 400, excuse me. We're only 400 points away from straight up disaster. Are we going to get to straight up disaster today? Maybe not. Let's look at a daily. Sorry guys, these videos are getting pretty long here, but we got lots to talk about, and a lot of topics that need in-depth covering. Again, for a daily, this does not look good, and we are expecting more drops. So, you know, this little tiny bull market that's buying here, let's see how long this lasts. That's all I have to say. Let's see how long it lasts, guys. All right, that's been a breaking news segment. We've covered economic reports as well as what's going on with the markets. Thank you very much, and I'll probably see you in a little bit. Take care.